everybody, welcome back to my channel. Did I just wave? Why did I wave? Oh my god. Everybody, I hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm going to be doing my tips and advice for starting secondary school, and basically I got this idea because today is the 1st of August and I remembered that 5 years ago at the end of this month I started first year. I remembered how absolutely terrifying it was, like so scary, that I decided to make a video on it because I remember when I started I looked for a video on YouTube and I couldn't really find that much, so I decided to do my own one this year to try and help anybody who is terrified like I was. So I have my notes here in my journal because if you watched my videos before you may know that I ramble a lot, so this is to kind of keep me on track. And I've also gone for kind of a pinky berry tone lipstick, so I'm not sure how I feel about that, but you know, decided I wanted a bit of a change. So if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to turn on those notifications and you'll be notified whenever I upload. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. A key element for when you're starting secondary school is to make sure you are as prepared as you can be before you go into secondary school. So have your books that you need, so go to the school website, or sometimes they'll send out like a letter of all the books that you might need. So get the books, stationery, so copies, folders, pens, highlighters, pencil cases, all of that shebang. Get your uniform and anything else you may need. So if you need like stuff in your school bag, like for me, like extra folders or extra copies and stuff like that, just make sure you have as much as you can to make sure you are as prepared as you can. Oh, and if you're doing business, make sure you have like accountant books, and hopefully it'll say it on what you need to have on the letter. So a big tip for me is to talk to people who have been to secondary school before. So if that's a sister, a brother, a cousin, even some of your friends, to talk to them and ask them for advice on it, and ask them how their secondary school experience went, and ask people who've gone to the school if you know anybody who's gone to the school and they could tell you a bit about the school before you go in, and it's nice to just have that information before you go in. So I'm going to tell you a bit about my experience starting secondary school. So I was 14, which is quite old in Ireland to be starting secondary school. I know the normal-ish age is around 11 or 12 or 13 even, but I was 14. So I just turned 14 like a few days before I went in. I was really scared, and my biggest fears were not making any friends. That was my biggest fear, getting lost and having lots of homework. And I was afraid of the there's a fight. I was afraid of the teachers, even though I didn't know anything about them, but I was just afraid that the teachers would be mean or anything like that. So on the first day, I remembered, the night before I did not sleep at all, so I was too excited, too nervous, and I just didn't sleep. And so I woke up and I was feeling really tired, so I think I got up at 7. I woke up at 6, but I got up at 7, if that makes sense. And I just put on my uniform, and I remember being so excited. So in my school you have the option to wear the school jumper and pants, or you have the option to wear the skirt and tights, or no tights if you want. So I wore the jumper and the skirt, and my skirt was like down to my knees, like because I was afraid of it being too short. Your skirt can be at whatever length you want, but when I went into school I realised that a lot of people don't wear the skirt in my school, and I also realised my skirt was too long, so I had to like roll it up a little bit. So that was one thing that I found out. Anyway, so on the morning of it I did not feel like eating, but my biggest tip is to eat and just make yourself eat, because it's really important to eat. On the first day I got there, I was so nervous, and I was very lucky to have my sister, but I did not know anybody else. So I was really scared. So we're all like gathered into this big room where they talked to us about the school, the rules, and they gave us our timetable, and they gave us a map of the school, and we had a buddy, like a 5th year, who would help us like go around the school, and I still remember who mine was actually, but just they would help us go around the school and find our way for the first couple of days, which was really helpful. And I remember on the first day I started crying in the bathroom. It was towards like around lunchtime and I was so scared, but it wasn't heavy crying, and it was actually fine. And I came home from school and I was like, oh my god, I did it. So the first day is daunting, but not as bad as you think it will be. So I'm just going to talk about what to expect now. So the school will appear to be massive. Now that depends on where you've come from. I came from a really, really small school. There was only about 30 of us, I think, if even that. It was tiny. So coming from a school of 30 to a school of like 300, which still isn't actually that big, but to me it was massive, was terrifying. And the building was, in my opinion, massive. So I remember being so intimidated, but it actually, like, it only took me about a month, or not even a month, to find my way around the school properly by myself. And once you have your way around, it's not as big, so don't worry about that. Like, it's honestly not as bad as you think it will be. For me, like, I don't know if the case that you know a lot of people who are going to the school that you're going to, or you don't, but there will be a lot of people you don't know, like other years. So that's kind of a big shocker. Well, it was to me anyway. And the older years might be more intimidating. Now for me, they definitely were. When you're like only 14 and you're in first year, you've got other years and they seem really, really scary. So the first couple of months you're like, oh, don't want to cross paths with those guys because they just seem really scary, but they're not that bad. But when you're there, they will appear to be scary. That's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna be really nervous, obviously. I think that's a given. So for me, I found that some of the teachers were a lot scarier or dash nicer on the first day. So for me, I thought some of the teachers were scarier on the first day because I suppose they wanted to make an impression that you needed to be good in their class, or some of the teachers were nicer on the first day and then got meaner. Well, not that mean, but you know what I mean. So I think you will, like, in the first month, grasp on the teachers you like and the teachers you don't like. I think for the teachers you like, that's great. And the teachers you don't like, just try to be the best that you can around them and don't be bold. If you want to stay like on their good sides, don't be bold. You'll be handed your timetable and given a tour, so that's probably a given. So your timetable, for me, I remember when I got it, my timetable, it was really confusing, but it will seem confusing, but once you like ask for help on it or they explain it to you, it's not that bad. And once you're given a tour, it's nice to kind of know where you're going, so it's not too bad. So my advice on first year in general would be everyone is in the same boat and not to worry too much. For the weeks leading up to it, I would get like a little bit of panic attacks. I'd be like, oh, it's starting soon. It wasn't bad. Everyone in first year is in the same boat. They're all just as nervous, they're just as scared. And once everyone gets comfortable around each other, it is not bad at all. And you make friends, and it's honestly like, you're like, why did I even worry in the first place? So that's good. It will seem overwhelming, but after the first week, it gets easier. So I remember the first week being really, really hard for me because there is subjects that I was new to, like French or home ec or music. So subjects I was new to that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But after the first week, when you've got everything and when everything is better, or you're finally in the swing of things, it will be easier. So the first week will be bad and it'll get easier is what I'm trying to say. So if you want no hassle in school, so you don't want to get in any trouble, you just want to be the best that you can, be organized. So have your books for the class that you're going to. I think that's the biggest thing, is just know what classes you have and have your books for the classes, or else sometimes teachers will get a bit annoyed. But once you know where you're going and you know what classes you have, that's fine. And go to class early, be on time. I think some teachers don't really mind, but some teachers will mind, so definitely try and be on time. Do your homework. You don't want to get on the bad side of the teacher, and do the best that you can. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So this was the thing that I was so scared to do, if I'm being honest. In class, like, if even now, if there's something I didn't understand, I was very, very afraid to put up my hand and ask a question. But at the end of the day, if you don't understand something, you should ask the question, because then you will understand more and they'll know, like, you could be helping other people in the class. Have you ever been in class and somebody asks a question that you were thinking and you're like, oh, thank God, because I didn't know the answer to that either. So you could definitely be helping somebody else who's too scared to ask a question. If you're lost, need help, or are confused, ask questions. So if you can't find your way to a class, ask somebody, and hopefully they will give you the right way and they will show you where it is. So I've already said this one already, but eat on the day. It's very, very important. I didn't want to eat on the day because my stomach was like twisting and stuff, but it is very important to eat, get a good night rest, and keep breathing. So maybe that's a little bit over exaggerating, but I think it's very important. Just try and stay as relaxed as you can, and honestly, it's not that bad. So I want to talk about lockers next. So if in my school we have lockers, I'm pretty sure a lot of schools have lockers. So just know where your locker is. This is gonna sound so weird, but kind of smart at the same time. So the first day I took a picture of where my locker was. I can actually still remember where it was. I took a picture and then I just knew where it was. So I probably looked like an idiot, but at least I knew where it was, and I knew what number it was because it said it on the picture. So that was fine. And if you're lucky enough to have keys, I'd suggest getting a big keyring for it. Like mine, I had this massive like thread when we had keys, that is massive thread, so I didn't really lose it. And just try not to lose your key. I kept mine in my pencil case or in my pocket. Probably not as safe, but keeping it in your pencil case is a good idea. Or if you have a combination locker, which sucks, try and remember your code. And if you don't remember your code, just have it written in your journal or something until you do remember it. So yeah, that is everything that I do have written down here. That was as much as I suppose I could come up with about secondary school. Like honestly, it is not as bad as you think it is. Like I know that's easy for me to say, and as much as many people are gonna say that to you, a lot of people are gonna say, oh, it's not that bad, don't worry about it, and still that doesn't help. But honestly, once you've done your first week and you're into your second week, you will know that it's not as bad. You get into like a routine, you start to make friends, you start to know people, you start to know where you're going, and it is not as bad as it seems. So honestly, if you're just, the reason I'm posting this so early is because I started looking for videos so early because I was really, really nervous, and there wasn't really many videos, I suppose Irish videos anyway, so I just wanted to make my own one, and I'm posting this early just in case anybody's worrying. And yeah, you can only do the best that you can. School, a lot of people say it's the best years of your life. I'm going into 5th year, and I have to say that first year and second year weren't my best years. I was only 14 and 15, so that makes sense. But once I got into third year and fourth year, things started to get better, and I started to have more fun in school. And yeah, but like looking back at first year, it's good because it teaches you everything you need to know for your other years. And yeah, if I have missed anything and you would like to ask me any questions, my social medias will be linked down in the description box, and I'm always on my social medias all the time. So if you do have any questions, do ask me, and I can talk to you about anything that you would like. And I'm also going to try and keep the back to school theme, so if you have any more videos that you'd like me to film, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe, especially subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you in my next video. I hope your first day goes alright and you will do a lot better than you think you will. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!